Thousands of IRS emails are MIA, but a House committee has found one interesting one from the central figure in its investigation. It's from Lois Lerner. Remember her? She was warning her colleagues last year to be careful about what they put in emails. Lerner wrote, quote, "We have had several occasions where Congress has asked for emails, and there has been an electronic search for responsive emails, so we need to be cautious about what we say in emails." So while she pleads the fifth and the media pretends the right is crazy to think there was a calculated effort to abuse the rights of conservative citizens, we are slowly getting a better understanding of what Lerner was up to. And today, a federal judge ordered the IRS to explain under oath how it lost all those emails and set a deadline of August 10th for them to respond. The hearing was held as a part of a lawsuit by Judicial Watch. Greg, isn't it sort of comforting when your paranoia is confirmed?
You know what's hilarious is for the past, I don't know how many months now, we've been talking about smoking guns on this show. There are officially now more smoking guns here than at the Battle of Gettysburg. And still, it's not enough to qualify as a scandal. If Lois Lerner shot a Tea Partier, the media would go, "Is that lead biodegradable?" And then they would move on. It's amazing. Corruption is perfectly okay if it's directed against a conservative and it matches the assumptions of the media.
There's a little bit of media bias, Eric, I noticed yesterday in the New York Times article in reporting on this story, which I did report on. But in order to introduce the email, it says, the Republicans say that she said this. Like, no, she said that. It's
right.
in the email. Why do they have to make it partisan?
What did she say? We have to be careful what we put in emails. Did they have that semicolon in the smile?
Happy face,
You know,
the wink.
The wink. Careful what we say. Basically, look, I don't know. As my wife said this morning on the way to the train station, that woman should be in jail, and I agree with her 100%. She should be in jail. As soon as she stops taking the fifth, maybe we'll find out why we can put her behind bars.
Bob, her lawyer today had to explain why he said one thing to Politico a month ago and another thing today. A month ago, he said that she didn't know about having to print out records. She didn't understand the law, which cannot be true because you don't got to sign that document when you get your confirmation. Do you think that she's going to actually end up having to testify because there's so many?
Oh, yeah, she should be. I mean, listen, the Federal Records Act is very clear, and you're right. You do have to sign it saying that you've got to preserve emails. This has gone beyond the acceptability of reason. I mean, she should be in front of a grand jury, not in front of a congressional hearing. It's clear to me, obviously, that there's been a scandal here. Somebody played with these records. I don't believe it came from the White House, but I think that Lois Lerner decided to cover her butt by saying this, and this is, in some ways, a smoking gun. What it said was, it's as much into her mentality as anything else, is what that was about. And when I read that, I said, this woman is a schemer, and she's figured out a way to cover her ass.
And the possible trouble, Andrea, is not just the idea of targeting conservatives, although that would be against the law, but destruction of evidence and obstruction of justice is a very different problem.
Yeah, and the first thing I thought was the obstruction of justice and the way that they destroyed the evidence or potentially destroyed it. It's a huge problem. But, you know, they've been telling us, Dana, there isn't a conspiracy. No conspiracy, no conspiracy. But when you have in writing the IRS chief saying, hide things, doesn't that undermine their whole argument? And if there isn't a reason to keep any secrets, or if there's nothing to hide, why do you need to keep secrets? One of the other things that she said was there was a chat, this internal chat that they were using, the Microsoft chat, and Lois Lerner inquired whether or not the chat from employees internally would be able to be salvaged and reported. And when someone wrote back and said, no, it's not, she wrote back, perfect. Why would you respond that way if there was nothing to hide? But very quickly, I think she's in this position because she isn't the typical green-visored, mechanical, pencil-cracking, numbers-crunching kind of gal. She has a history of trying to get Republicans out of office, and that's why she's in that job.
Okay, just one fast. I know you want to go. Why is it you conservatives always think that everybody's against you?
Because we're constantly proven right.
You whine all the time. I mean, let's do a segment on this, will you? Whiners, conservatives, oh, they wouldn't do this to us, but they do it to them. And you got to stop whining.
That's like
okay, so you know what? We'll stop whining when the media does their job. They've abdicated their spines. This is why we have to do it, because the fact is she should be in jail, like you said, and we are whining. I don't think we're whining. We're just pretty much pissed off that these people are targeting people for their beliefs and getting away with it.
Yeah, but you always say that they're good to liberals, they're bad to us.
We're still cheerful.
They are.
Which is lovely.
It is.
Okay, great. All right, we have to move ahead.